Hi guys, welcome back to another allotment video by Daniel and John. It's just a quick update on the whole water storage situation. We've got these tanks, existing tanks, pretty much full, and we've got a hose in there with a filter on the end. That one's full. We've added some tanks at the back there, 3 of them, and that's connected onto the sort of guttering around the edge and across that we added to the fruit cage. I also made another long bit of hose for that, so we could reach the tanks around the back. That's got a filter on it. It's actually raining now, which is interesting. So the tanks we've got at the back of these round ones from getcomposting.co.uk, you get 2 for about 70 odd quid. Just got it off the guttering coming down into it, and they're connected via these little connection pieces. They've got the taps at the bottom for the hose lock connection if you want to use them. I'm going to use our lead with the filter on it just to filter out any crap so it doesn't get in the pump. The lids actually come off really easily. They've got these notches, 3 at the front, 2 at the back. And what we are going to do is we have got this piece of vertical hard tube going in there for the guttering into the lid. Because these lids spin, we're going to sort of cut it about there. I'm just waiting for it to come and add a little like flexi bit in, so we can open up and have a look. Every time you do something, it rains. And this is another water butt we had spare, but John's decided he wants to have it here with just the lid off and the mesh just to collect a bit of water by itself. Just
it should collect quite a bit. I'll put a link to the mesh where you get it from. It's off Amazon. So
yeah, I'll put a link. You can buy that. Yeah.
Keeps the algae
off
it. So it's all working all right so far, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got plenty of rainwater on those tanks. That one over there is filling up. Once it's filled up, it'll move across. Even just from the gut we put around, there was no need to really add a. We don't want to add a roof, but there's no need to add one anyway because it collects so much.
Yeah. We might consider putting netting on these, mightn't we?
Yeah, the only benefit of having the lids on them is you don't get the algae growth in them.
Black, so.
But that's black, so that should stop it. But we'll see.
You can get some water stuff to stop it as well.
Yeah.
So it might be worth doing. But just remember, rainwater is purish.
Yeah.
Tap water, even on allotments, got chlorine in it. So
how much is it? These are 200 each. So we've got 4 200
and 2 300.
So that's a fair amount of water.
So you got 1,400 litres.
Yeah.
That's a fair bit. That'd get you through. And we have been using it as well.
You've been using it to water all sorts of stuff.
But we just use less because we're not tipping it on out of a watering can. It is a pain as well. I'm glad that's one job I'm glad we did was that pump.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a fortune. It was, you could do it for 20, 30 quid. You don't have to have what we've got. But we just had bits knocking about, so we were fortunate there.
So obviously the triangle fruit cage is done. We're going to put tomatoes in that. Well, vegetable cage. We're going to put tomatoes in another bit soon. What else can we talk about? The only other things we added was some mesh around the bottom of these trees just to protect them a little bit in case anything wants to eat the bark. And the ants over here.
So we'd spot some ants when we were putting this mesh around. Apparently they prefer dry environments, so we keep watering it. Apparently they'll.
But you actually found out something, didn't you?
They will. These ants, and I haven't seen this on any sort of big website, property website or anything, but they will relocate if it's too damp for them. But
there's a solution to kind of deter them, isn't there?
Yeah, water.
Well, water and also twine. Twine. With a bit of grease on it. That'll stop them climbing up.
There's this fruit tree grease, bandages. Yeah. Basically, it's a bit of bandage with Vaseline on it, and you just put it round there and
so they can't climb up.
Tie it tight-ish.
Yeah.
And when they get to that point, they just stick to it. So look, in fact, there we are now. Look, you can just see an ant coming up there.
Where is that? So that's what we're sort of talking about.
So they'll come up and they'll start eating the leaves.
You see that ant there?
Now look, you see there, it's eating. Look at that leaf, it's been eaten.
They've been eating the leaves, so we are going to have to do this.
So we need to get some, otherwise they'll just strip the tree. And there, look. So there, look at that one. So they're eating the tree.
Just literally black ants. There's an ant's nest down here somewhere and they're coming up
So we'll have to do that fairly soon.
So that's just a bit of a tip. If you have got fruit trees and you've got ants nearby, then you probably want to put the protection on it.
Yeah, and apparently this is a sign as well, this browning on the leaves. Because look, you can see there they've eaten it and it's going, they're dying.
It's like a wound, basically. It's sealed itself up.
I'm glad we spotted it. Don't seem to be touching this one.
The apple tree over there is not touched. It seems to be.
For some reason, they've got a liking.
Stella, this one.
So ants' favourite food, literally, got 6 or 7 fruit trees here, and they've gone for cherry stella.
Yeah, so far.
So if this was on something like 1,000,000 to 1, what are ants' favourite fruit trees? It's stella cherry.
Well, in our allotment anyway, yeah. But to be honest, we're joking anyway. So
they are. So we need to.
So we'll be next time we come up here, we'll be bringing some twine and some grease to stop them from doing it.
And a bit of bandage, even a bit of cloth, and just petroleum jelly, Vaseline round. We'll just wrap it around there and stop them.
We may buy something, or we may just make our own. It's just we've got quite a lot of fruit trees up here, so.
Apparently it is just petroleum jelly.
Oh, okay.
So we'll try that. They stick to it.
The shallot onions are doing all right. They're seem to be a lot more stronger than they were. They were quite flat and weak before, but now they're really pepping up. Potatoes, John planted these. They're fine.
Now, these have really surprised me because I've never grown potatoes before, and we were kind enough that the allotment manager gave me these as seed potatoes to grow.
Yeah.
There's 2 types in here, one early and one later on, and literally said stick them down 8 centimetres. Don't worry about where the shoots are; they'll be fine. Literally, I followed his instructions, and there we go. So I'm sure we're going to get some potatoes.
We also planted a few little spare bamboos that we had. Just, I don't know, make it look a bit nicer.
Well, what we've done with these bamboos is they weren't doing very well where they were.
Yeah.
So we brought them up here to recover them and then return them when they're healthier, which is not a bad idea. But something that I didn't know, again, is that apparently bamboos process 35% more oxygen compared to a tree of its same size. That's quite interesting, isn't it?
Is it carbon? Is it oxygen or carbon?
Carbon, sorry, CO2.
Yeah, CO2, yeah.
And they're really good for wildlife and stuff. In fact, in one property we had quite a few bamboo, and we used to have birds nesting in there every year. So.
Right, so then the other couple of things we can show while we're sort of up here are the cucumber plants.
Now they've perked up since
yesterday. The thing about these cucumber plants is there's different varieties. These ones are more horizontal growing, so they don't require a trellis or a frame like that. But we'll see how they go. But they've pepped up a little bit since yesterday.
And nothing's been eaten yet, which is obviously the way we've got the net at the moment seems to be working. I've ordered some little stainless steel clips so I can just clip this on as well. I found them called greenhouse clips. We'll put a link to that when we get them.
And they won't rust, will they, because they're stainless steel?
So what I'm thinking is instead of having to cut loads of stuff here, we could just cut the size and just clip them on top of these. So save a load of work.
The raised borders with the fleeces, we're just waiting for the mesh to come, but obviously it takes a couple of days to come, this sort of stuff. That's the lettuce, more lettuce in there.
Yeah, I mean that lettuce here has done really well, hasn't it? I mean, do you know what?
There's too much in there really, to be honest.
Do you know what's a shame? It's a shame we haven't got rabbits, because if we had rabbits...
They'd be in there straight away.
No, they'd be living like kings, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Or if we know anybody's got rabbits, so...
So we'll show you some more stuff as well. The pea plants, they seem to have gotten a little bit bigger since yesterday or the day before. I don't know if they're just climbing up.
They've definitely shot up. There's no doubt about
that.
And so yesterday, it's amazing these plants how they get. So that wasn't curling around anything. They're finding their own way. Like you can see how they.
Yeah.
Plants are so clever, the way they adapt, and so clever.
So they're looking good. The only other thing we can show you is just in the fruit cage. So obviously things are coming along a bit now because obviously the year is progressing a little bit. Just got some composting bits in here. All this is doing really well. I think it's down to the amount of water and the soil mixture we've put together.
And good, I think good drainage as well, because even on these bags we have got signs of strawberries there, which is quite good. Coming through, bees are definitely visiting.
Bees are in and out of here for sure. Had to add a couple of bamboos to some of these yesterday. It was just stuff that's a bit more solid, like the thing of it tends to lean, so we just added that. This loganberry as well, it came up and it was leaning, so I've added this here. Don't know how big that's going to get, but and they've got some.
Well, obviously things change in gardens, don't they? So.
And that one. Red currant roland.
So they're all doing.
They're all doing well. We don't know how much we'll get off them. Probably not
this one up yet, but
loads. But
I can live up there. Pride of joy, that one. And a bit of sunshine up there. So, but yeah, it's all looking all right.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're doing these videos because it's our first year on the allotment, and it's best sometimes to see videos, people doing it, what works, what fails. If a new idea worked, if it was too much trouble, too much involved in doing it. But something that I've already taken away from this is you've got to protect what you're growing, because it will go, and you've definitely got to make sure you've got plenty of water on site just in case that supply is interrupted.
Yeah, because we have had problems up here, haven't we, with the water?
Yeah, upgrading it so it takes time to get it back on and things.
And also it is tap water, so the rainwater is better.
And why not use what's readily available? And it does, allotments don't make a fortune. The people who run them, parish councils and that, so it can save them a few pennies, and why not do the right thing? That's all. If you do the right thing in life, you'll be fine, won't you?
Yeah.
Most people know what the right thing is to do.
So that's just an update, obviously mainly about the water storage, just to show you how things are doing.
Putting some sort of shade up there, mightn't we?
John's thinking about putting a shade up there just for some of the fruit plants, just to give them a little bit of shade, so not in full sunlight.
I mean, all we're talking about, I think, is just running some of these hooks there across, and then just using some of that white fleece and just pulling it across.
Yeah, that stuff. Yeah.
On some string or some wire. But we'll see how we get on with that, just to stop things getting scorched.
Because that's south facing there, so the sun's usually set up there and it comes straight at us. Hence why we've got the solar panel there as well. But so far so good. Things are definitely looking good. The raised beds are working for us. The only thing I'd say about the raised beds is, even though we put fence paint on them, obviously the type of wood it is, they have cracked a little bit because of the sun. So if you are thinking of buying these, just bear that in mind. We may have to do a little bit of remedial work.
I've said in another video, I wouldn't buy these again.
Wouldn't buy these again. We'd probably make something.
Yeah, I'd try and get some used scaffold boards or something like that, and build them and creosote them. And while we're talking creosote, this stuff has stayed put.
Yeah.
So that definitely works. It hasn't washed off. We haven't turned up as a pool of creosote on the floor. So that
we put it on in good weather and it had plenty of time to dry.
Yeah, so. We've done all the wood with that, so that's worked out okay for us, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Got a few more bits. Might build a garden bench or a bench here out of pallets or something.
Yeah.
Or CLS or something. What we've got left over, really. See what we can do with that.
Yeah.
But thanks for watching, and
plenty more videos to come.
We just sort of give you an update and show you what's working and how we are with it, really. Yeah.
We're going to do a lot more videos of just updates on various things, aren't we?
If you do like our videos, and it would be appreciated generally, can you just click that thumbs up button? Yeah. Because it does help us along a little bit. Yeah, a lot.
Right.
Thanks very much. Bye.
Thanks for watching, guys.